Good day to you all our viewers. In today's content, we are going to describe the art of writing a good research hypothesis and what research hypothesis is all about. It also stresses that writing research papers are an essential ingredient of being an academic scholar. And once you have your research question, you need a great hypothesis to begin conducting research. Thus, knowing how to write a hypothesis is very important. What is a research hypothesis? A research hypothesis is a speculative statement, a coherent supposition, a rational guess, and a sophisticated prediction about the nature of the relationship between two or more variables that researchers expect to happen in a research investigation. However, writing a research hypothesis is one of the crucial ingredients of a scientific research paper. It needs to be to the point, clearly passing across what the research is trying to achieve. A research hypothesis could be a fascinating strategy to deliver the intention of the research paper to the readers. In another view, a research hypothesis is a strong, concise statement that forms the basis of the research. The main reason to craft a hypothesis is to anticipate the study's findings, data, and conclusion. The research hypothesis comes from a place of curiosity and intention. When researchers write a hypothesis, they are fundamentally making a sophisticated guess based on scientific prejudices and evidences, which are further proven or disproven through the scientific approach. Past authors have argued that the reason for undertaking research is to observe a scientific phenomenon. Hence, a hypothesis lays out what the said phenomenon is, and it does so through two variables, an independent and independent variable. The independent variable is the cause behind the observation, while the dependent variable is the effect of the cause. Going forward, there are various types of hypotheses, but I am going to describe the two most commonly mentioned types amongst all. They are a null hypothesis and an alternative hypothesis. Others are complex, simple, directional, non-directional, statistical, associative, and causal hypothesis. For the null hypothesis, it proposes no relationship between two variables. A null hypothesis is denoted by HO. A null hypothesis is a negative statement. For alternative hypothesis, it is considered to be the opposite of a null hypothesis. An alternative hypothesis is denoted as H1 or HA. An alternative hypothesis explicitly states that the dependent variable affects the independent variable. What are the characteristics of a good research hypothesis? It is essential to consider the listed point when writing a research hypothesis, as it improves the chances of the scholars in getting published in a good journal. 1. Research hypothesis has to be simple and clear enough to look justifiable. Research hypothesis has to be testable. It has to be precise about the results. The research hypothesis should be self-explanatory. It should include the variables and establish an appropriate relationship among them. It must keep and reflect the scope for further investigation. What are the steps in writing a good research hypothesis? There are 5 of those steps. 1. Be clear about your research question. Carry out a preliminary research. Create a 3-dimensional hypothesis. Write the first draft. Prove your hypothesis. That is the last one. Hello viewers, now that you have a firmer grasp on what a good hypothesis constitutes, the different kinds there are, and what process to follow, you will find it much easier to write your hypothesis, which ultimately helps your research. Thank you, our viewers, and don't forget to like, share, subscribe to our content so that we'll continue to provide you with inspiring conversation as usual. Thank you and goodbye.